Hello anyone, welcome back to the bench. So today I've got a quick small project. I bought this cheap $4 square from a local hardware store by me, but you know, this is probably their label in-store brand. I'm sure you can find something similar, but a $4 Machinist square. So the thing I liked about it was the size. You know, it's fairly small and compact. Stands nicely on edge, and it can hang out on the bench without getting in the way too much. Now I had watched a Black Bear Forge video. Love that guy. So I'll be doing a hook rule video soon. I like the style he uses, but I've got a few modifications I think I'd like to do, which got me to thinking, you know, as nice as this is for the bench, it's pretty limited in uses. I had to go through a few of them just to find one that was actually square. Which I don't know how the heck you can even sell something called a square and not have it be square, but whatever. So I went through a few of them just to find one that was square, but now that I've got it, I'd like to make at least one, well, maybe two improvements. The finish is pretty horrible. You can see that chamfer. So when they cut the blade of it, they just sort of ka-chunked it down and cut it. So I'd like to treat that end, and this is set to 4 inches right now. And when I match them up, it just sits a little proud. So I should be able to file some of that down. So I'll have 4 inches to work with on this side, and I'll just mark the graduations. It's not meant to be used as you know, it's just something, a quick reference basically. So all I want are probably my 1/2 inch and my 1 inch increments on the outside edge, so I've got the full 4 inches there. The inside edge is a little different. Why they chose this size block, I have no idea, but the inside edge from inside corner to outside edge is about 3 1/4. So on the inside edge, I'll again mark the 1/2 inch and the 1 inch increments, but it's gonna have an odd little 1/4 inch segment left over. I could maybe nip that down, which is something I may do depending on how nice this edge comes out. I really don't like that nasty bevel on there. So the tools I'm going to use for this are a square I know to be accurate and true, and a tungsten carbide tip, which I believe it's just a cheap carbon steel. Should have no problem scoring that. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this set up here, is I want to mark my increments. Well, I'll tell you what, actually the first thing I want to do is get rid of this damn edge. So I'll grab my small bastard, and I just want to take a few swipes, a little heavier swipe on this side because it's not quite a square edge on there. And I just flattened it a little bit, and I want to check again that I'm not so I can take a little more off. And it doesn't have to be the most accurate thing. It, like I said, it's just a quick reference for me on the bench without having to pull this off the hook or dig for the tape measure, which is sometimes kind of awkward for smaller measurements. So this should be exactly, well, it will become exactly what I'm looking for. So it's still pretty crisp on this edge. I guess it doesn't really bother me too much at the moment. I'll probably take some sandpaper and just maybe hit some of these sharper edges. I don't know if you can see. Probably not, but there's you can tell where they ground it, but the finish isn't that great. So I may just soften it up a little bit. But getting back to the graduations now, so what I want to do is I want to get everything lined up nice and tight and square, and like I said, this doesn't have to be the most precision tool, as long as it's better than it was. So I'm going to mark the half, the 1 inch, inch and a half, the 2 inch, 2.5, 3, I don't know how well those turned up on camera, but I can see them. Now the next thing I want to do is set this at 1. I just want to scroll the line a little nicer, deeper, and also square with the frame. And I'm going to do 2 graduations, so I'll do the halves, and then I'll come back and do the full inch. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this will be the first one, and I'm just gonna set it. My 1 inch is the 1 inch segments rather. Let's see, once again we've got the 1, 2, and the 3. So I don't want to get too carried away. See if I can get this nice. So giving off this edge, that should be the 3 inch, and then that would be the 4 inch corner, even though it's not the greatest 4 inch corner. So now what I'll do, that's nice and deep. I'll go ahead and mark the next line, the next 1 inch line. And then the last one I'll have to do from distance height. so now on that side I've got my 1-inch segments, and just so I can see them a little easier, I'm going to draw out the 1/2-inch segments as well. Alright, and then the last 1/2-inch segment. Let me just line everything up and okay. Okay, so a quick, easy, simple addition. You know, when I want to measure something up now, you know, what the heck you're measuring a pencil for, I have no idea. But anyway, it's a quick reference for the outside edge. So if I'm standing something up and I need to, you know, okay, 4-inch to the knurl, or the next thing I'm going to do is the inside edge as well. There you go. Like I said, it's mostly just going to be a quick reference on the bench. Just slam it up there and just kind of figure it out as I go. I haven't decided what I want to do on this edge yet, if I want to do centimeter or anything like that, or just again with the inch units. Okay, so not too shabby. Like I said, I think at this point I'm just gonna maybe soften some of the edges a little bit with some sandpaper, but basically that's it. Thanks for hanging.